So we've come out here this evening to one of my favourite places, which is Womershire Pools up in Brockton on Cannock Chase. And we've come here for a specific reason. I want to talk to you about photographing ants. So I've been coming over to Womershire Pools now for the last couple of years, and what I've observed with the ants' behaviour is very interesting. So we have a young shoot of bracken here, and the ants like to go up and down. You see them all day long running up and down the chute. So as the evening approaches, the temperature starts to cool down, and the ants that was once running up and down the bracken start to slow down, giving you a perfect opportunity to photograph them. So for camera settings, since the ants are not completely still, they're still moving, we're going to go for a single shot. So for that, I'm going to switch my camera to a manual mode. I'm going to go 1/200th of a second on my shutter speed so that I can cut out all of the ambient light. And the only light lighting the ants is going to be from my flash. We're going to be using an f10. That gives me a nice depth of field without introducing too much diffraction. And we're going to go with an ISO of 400. And for my flash, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to keep it to TTL. Now what you don't want to do with these ants is to photograph them from top down. It's a boring shot. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You see there, it's a pretty boring shot. What you want to do is you want to focus on the eyes. So no matter what angle you're photographing the ants at, your depth of field plane needs to be going through the ants' eyes. Also, don't be scared to grab the bracken shoot and manipulate it. What we've done so far is we've changed our camera angle and we are now focusing on the eyes. But the background's a bit boring. What you can do is manipulate this stalk so that you can get it into an interesting position to get some colour into the background. His antennas keep going in the way of his eyes. But what I find is more interesting is using a background card. So for this shot, I'm going to be using my green to blue background texture that is from the spring and summer collection. And to hold it all together, I'm going to be using my platypod. Okay, so we're going to place that in the background. Bring it in. So what I've got there is I've got the background on my platypod with an elbow and a super clamp, and that's holding my background in place. Let's take another picture now of this ant. So I'm currently using my 60mm Olympus lens, which is a 1:1 magnification lens, which on my Micro Four Thirds camera is an equivalent of 2:1 on a full frame camera. So if you have a full frame camera, you're going to need a 2:1 magnification lens to get the same results I'm getting here now. But we want to get a bit closer. So what you want to do is get yourself a clip-on lens like this. This is the Nuia macroscopic conversion lens. I'm going to clip that on. And that's going to give me roughly a 3:1 magnification ratio. Now, because we have increased the magnification, we are going to have to get a lot closer to the ants. So there we go. We are all set up to photograph ants. Let's go find ourselves some red ants to photograph. So I found a couple of red ants on this piece of bracken here, and I'm not kidding you, there are ants all over the bracken here. We've only gone, what, 6 feet to find the red ants. So I have my platypod with my texture on, that's going to go in the background. There we go. Again, Got my camera, got the macroscopic conversion lens on there, exactly the same procedure as we did before. I gotta say, I do like the red ants a lot better than the black. They seem more photogenic. One tip I can give you is to look for some unusual behaviour from the ants. Like these two red ants that are fighting. Or like this black garden ant that is having a drink from an aphid. If you can capture unusual behaviour, it will make your images a whole lot better. But why are the ants hanging around on the bracken, and why are they in certain groups? I've observed the ants on the ground foraging around like ants would normally do. However, the ones on the bracken are just not doing this. In some instances, I've observed the black ants appearing to be in a defensive posture. Maybe they are defending their bracken. If you know the answer to this, then let me know in the comments below. So there we go, a very quick and easy way to photograph ants. Go out on an evening, find an area that they like to gather, in this case it's bracken, set up for some single shots and just get photographing them. All of these shots you're seeing in this video have been edited in Lightroom using my macro presets. So let me know in the comments below if you're going to go out and go and photograph some ants, and show me your results on Instagram. I'd love to see them. I want to thank you for getting to the end of this video. My name's Stewart, and I'll see you in the next one. What's it with me and kids on bikes? You're playing a field. No, so much just gone right up my nose. What you want to do is you want to focus. Start again. Now, what you can do is you can there. Thank you for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe and click the like button. It really does help out the channel. I want to thank my Patreon supporters for their continued support in supporting me and this channel. If you're interested in joining Patreon, then check in the description below this video for a link to Patreon. If you want to continue watching my macro journey, then click one of the videos in front of you now.